I mean, he's got good size. You can play him inside. He can really play any. He like a basketball 5-position player, man. This dude can play middle linebacker. He can play outside linebacker. He can play corner or safety in 7-on-7.
He's a guy. He's gonna be a guy. He's a guy.
He's a guy, as they say. He got to be a guy. You got to have guys.
Очень ответственный. Упал.
Steel City Select Podcast, episode 6. I'm your host, Coach Boz. Big thank you to all of you who have followed, liked, commented, and subscribed on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and the Anchor app. If you haven't already, make sure you follow us on Instagram at Steel City Select 7v7. And you can follow me, Coach Boz Worldwide. On today's show, I'm joined by the people that make this organization run. My assistant general manager, Angel Watson. Defensive back coach, Anthony Jones. And wide receiver coach, Job Smith. What's up, everybody?
What's going on?
How we doing?
Good. Thanks for having us.
First time getting busy with this four panel live recording. Gonna see how it goes. It looks good so far. So I'm excited about today to have all of you guys on because, you know, we're just really getting the season rolling. Things are getting ready to pick up. We got the team locked and loaded, and we actually finished up our first tournament this weekend. So we're going to talk about that. But I really wanted, since we got a lot of us on here today, to talk about like the story of how the organization got started, what kind of the motivations were, and then kind of the vision for where we see this thing going in the next couple of years and our mission and what it is that we're trying to do. So really, with all of us on the line today, hope to give the people that are listening a behind the curtain look at what the organization is all about and what it is we're trying to do. So Angel, how you doing?
I'm doing well.
Angel Face, the assistant GM. So just really wanted to talk about the story of how we got started. So this is our second year in existence, and we got this thing rolling because we saw a need. We took our Pop Warner team down to Florida a couple years ago, and to be honest, we just got the doors blown off us, man. Those cats in Florida were ready, man. Job, you were down there. You know what it was, man. We were just completely outmatched, and Job and I were roommates down there in Florida, and we're driving around in the van and taking the kids to and from practice and to and from the games, and we're really just sitting there talking, thinking like we got to do something more if our kids are going to be able to compete on the national level, man. Job, you remember those talks, man?
Yep.
Yeah. The cool thing about Florida was we got a chance to really chop it up with some of the teams, with the coaches from Florida, and really see what they were doing at the hotel, hanging out. And I mean, that's always, I feel like it's the best part of when you go to these tournaments or coaching clinics, or when you get a chance to be around other coaches, is kind of picking their brain and seeing what they're doing. So we talked to some of the Florida coaches, and man, they had their kids involved year round. If it wasn't playing football or 7-on-7, they definitely were doing track. So we added those things to our program, our Gary Steelers Pop Warner program, and now our track program is rolling super strong. I mean, probably up to 100 kids in that program now. They sent, I think 40 or 50 kids went to nationals, and we've got the 7-on-7 piece. So when I came back from Florida, Angel and I just really put our heads together and sat down and said, let's do it. And what you think, man? Based on where we started and what our mission was, where do you think we are now?
I think we're in a good place. I mean, we're growing. The social media game that you bring to the table has kids interested because they're seeing positive things that's happening, and they're seeing the shine that other kids have gotten. So it's growing. We definitely still are in the stage where we're doing a lot of teaching, and we're not to the elite level yet, but we're building it. So year 2, we're starting to get some of those kids that got a shine or starting to got a little star above them. So I think we're going down the right path. I was retired. I'm a retired coach. They pulled me out of retirement, so this is my new gig. I'm a 7-on-7 coach, but I'm a retired high school football coach. He won't let me retire.
Nope.
Trust, Jones. I was retired too. Angel pulled me back in, so I had to pull you back in.
Right.
I was retired too, bro. Trust. I was ready to just sit in the stands and cheer, man. I was down for it, man. But you know, I got back in the game with Pop Warner, and man, you know, our 12-year-old, that 13-year-old group, they were really good. But when we went down to Florida, man, we just saw that we weren't where we need to be, man. I just feel like if I can do something to help, man, that's what I'm gonna do. And I think this is our biggest group. It's definitely our most diverse group, man. We got kids coming from all over. Portage, Michigan City. My man Jacob Oman, I don't even know where he from, man. He from Jones. You had to go pick him up, man. Where is he from? Winnipeg. I don't even know where that is, bro. Straight up. I'm glad you had to go pick him up and not me. Because Winnipeg, I don't know about Winnipeg, but I mean, like you said, social media, and then I think word of mouth, man. We had a good group of kids that had fun last year, and so they spread the word, and they got some of their homeboys to come out this year. So we got a nice group of kids from all over, man. One thing I say, you kind of touched on it, Jones, was the elite level, man. When we go and we see these 7-on-7 teams, man, a lot of these teams are high school teams or middle school teams. These cats have played together for 4 or 5 years, man, and that's not what we do, man. We get kids from all over. So I love going to that first tournament, the CE Stars. Shout out to Chris Evans, getting ready for a big playoff game coming up this weekend with the Bengals. But the CE Stars put on a tournament early on, man, January, and it's tough to get ready for it. But it's good because we see where we at compared to the teams that have been practicing or the teams that are middle school teams or high school teams. And we went down there and our guys really just had one practice, I mean, so to speak. Now I wouldn't even call it a practice, a scrimmage, really. And they held their own, man. So shout out to you, Coach Jones, for getting the defense together and as good as can be on such short notice. Coach Job, our wide receivers did a good job and held it down. And Miss Angel always is there handling the behind-the-scenes logistics and making sure everybody's got a uniform, everybody's checked in, got a wristband. People don't understand, man. It's more than a notion getting this stuff together, man. Angel, what you think?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, especially with having so many teams and everybody arriving at different times, and I'm one person, so I can't be on the field and at the door. You know,
yeah.
I gotta pass out the shirts.
Yeah,
and on the field, so.
Yeah, she like to watch the games, but she need to be at that door passing out jerseys. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because after the game, everybody want to know, did you get my catch? No, I was at the front door passing out uniforms.
Yeah, but that's why we hired a professional photographer this time. Shout out to Kyler. We did well. I'll just kind of recap. Our 14U went out there, and I'm really excited about this group. I'm really excited about the 14U group, but they went out there the first day and went 1-2, but the 2 losses came by like 1 point. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And they battled. We played a team from Fort Wayne, we played a team from Indy, and a team from Michigan. And both losses, man, were 1 point, I think 2 point. And the way 7-on-7 works, we had a turnover at the end that just killed us in that second game. Yeah, we should have won that one. And then the last game, I mean, we had 3 chances, man. We had 3 chances to make a play, and we just couldn't get it done. But, I mean, to be down to the wire, basically a first and goal to go situation in both games, you know, for these guys, this being their first time out, I was really proud of that group, and I'm really excited about what they're going to do going forward. Jones, you had some standout defensive players on that 14U team, man. Damon Thomas and Marquez Dabney, man, that was playing your corners, your secondary. They look like they're going to be strong, man.
Yeah, Dabney and Thomas are very good.
Yeah,
very impressive.
Thomas, I mean, he's got good size. You can play him inside. He can really play any. He like a basketball 5-position player, man. This dude can play middle linebacker. He can play outside linebacker. He can play corner or safety in 7-on-7. Man.
He's a guy. He's gonna be a guy. He's a guy.
He's a guy, as they say. He got to be a guy. You got to have guys. So, yeah, I'm really excited about Damon and Dabney. Super long at corner. We've seen this for the past few years. The tall, long, athletic kids that want to be DBs as opposed to being, oh, I'm a receiver. They like, nah, I'm a corner coach. What's up? And this dude's like 5'10", 5'11", long arms, and he's in the 8th grade. It's like, whoa, we might have something there. So I'm super excited about them. And then Job on the offensive side, we had our guys, Gavin was holding it down, Gavin Jones, and then, of course, Anton, who's been with us. So that 14U group, and then the quarterback, and the trigger man, Cody Young, or a young guy from Portage, he and Anton play together on their middle school team out there at Portage Middle School. So they got a natural connection, man. But Cody, he's going to be a good one, man. He's poised. He doesn't really get emotional. I mean, he just looks calm, cool under pressure. Yeah. So that 14U group did well, man. I'm really excited about them. Then our 18U group, our high school boys went out there and went 1-1-1. They had one win, one loss, and one tie. I mean, that tie, just like, oh, man, but still some guys that made play on that team. I mean, the offense, I think, that high school offense is going to be explosive with Stevie Salmon, Eberly, those guys. And they were with us last year, of course, so we know that Stevie is a diamond in the rough. I mean, he's over there at Highland High School where they kind of run the ball a lot. He hasn't really put up really big numbers in high school, but in 7-on-7, I mean, the boy is darn near unstoppable, man. He's unstoppable in 7-on-7. And Josh is a freshman at Crown Point, and he's built like a tank. I mean, the dude is swole. And he's got hands, man. He reminds me of like a Wes Welker, just a gritty, old school little possession receiver, man.
If you get that speed up, he'd be like McCaffrey.
Little McCaffrey, man. But I mean,
he got the intangibles.
He's gonna be that guy in tackle football that goes across the middle. You know what I'm saying? Gets hit, gets up, and gets you that first down, man.
Yep.
Do y'all remember him from tryouts last year?
Yeah. He was, and he wasn't even that much.
Yeah, man. That dude, man, he was diving for balls on the gym floor, man. I was like, hold on, this dude is different. He's out here diving, laying out, hit his head, got up. He didn't care, man. That dude is he's a monster, man. So we know what we're gonna get out of them, but somebody that really emerged that I didn't really know too much about, but I saw them making plays out there was Davier McNair, little guy.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
He went high pointed one. I was like, oh, he got some little hops. Okay, I see him.
Yeah. Davier made some plays, man. He's out of Bishop Knoll. So, again, we got a lot of guys who have gone either unnoticed or, overlooked because Bishop Knoll's a 2A school. They haven't really been, doing too well in football the last couple of years, man. But he's an athlete, man. The kid can run. He's quick. He's got good hands. Davier McNair, I think 7-on-7 is going to do wonders for him, man, as far as getting his confidence up, playing against some real competition, and letting the world see that, hey, man, this kid got something.
Yeah.
And then what about on the defensive side, Jones? You got any standouts over there?
You're right, Thomas. He's the standout of all standouts.
Yeah, he played
right
up
now,
a little bit.
He has the award. He got the outstanding player award.
Yeah,
everybody else they got to work to get there.
the guys that I really wanted to talk about, man, were because we kind of went through this last year with 7-on-7, man. We put guys in position to either develop, get better, or get noticed, man. We don't have an all-star 7-on-7 team, man. So our middle linebacker are real middle linebackers, man. We're not putting a safety at middle linebacker in 7-on-7 like some of these teams are doing. But Terrell Elmore and Smoot, man.
Yeah, Smoot showed up.
Yeah,
he showed up.
Most definitely.
Gotta have
one of the most improved players right there.
And then Elmore got it.
Yeah,
so everything he was doing, I love. He was tracking boys down, diving, stopping first. He dove and stopped the first
Yeah.
down. Yeah. He for to be as big as he is and he's fluent, the boy, he got it.
So I had to give him a shout out on Instagram and Twitter today, man, because there was a write up a couple weeks ago. He went to a camp and he got recognized as the best overall player at the camp, the best of the best at the camp. And he's a defensive end. He's a rush end. Right now he's about 6'2", 215. He's a sophomore. And I think by the time he's done growing, man, dude might be 6'4", 230. Easily, easily.
Not to take credit for his natural ability of being good. The 707 from last year.
Yeah.
We had him trying to figure out what he wanted to do. He was playing tight end. He was playing safety. He was learning it. So now when he's out there on defense, he got it. Like, he understands the concept for the most part. He's like, okay, I kind of was doing this a little bit. I get what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
Now he can control his body better. So
he's an athlete and he can move, but the fact that he's projected as one of the top defensive ends in the state in his class of 24, I believe. You know what I mean? But he comes out here in 7-on-7. He plays Mike Backer. He's moving around. He's batting balls. He's chasing guys down. He's showing his versatility that he can project as a defensive end. But as he grows, he may be like one of those stand-up rush ends that can drop into coverage. I mean, I just see so much potential out of that dude because he can run. I mean, you remember he came to us as a wide receiver, but I think his body is going to project him as a defensive end. And, I mean, he's got the potential to go far as a defensive end, man. And then my man Morris Smoot, you know what I'm saying, made one of the plays of the game in defense. And give it up to Morris. I'll give it up to all the big guys that are defensive linemen. Morris is probably a defensive tackle or maybe an offensive guard for his high school team. But he comes out at 7-on-7 to work hard and get better. And we put him at middle linebacker and just let him roam that middle. And Shawty comes up with an interception.
Sure did.
You know what I mean? So
he showed that last year too. So if he keep working, got it.
Yeah, that kind of stuff makes me proud, man, and that's what I'm really proud about. What we're doing, everybody's 7-on-7 team or organization has a mission, and my mission with this is to help our kids develop, get better, get exposure. We're not excluding anybody to say, "Oh, nah, Smoot, you too big." You know what I mean? You can't be on the team. We're gonna put you out there and see what you can do, and if you can handle it, you're gonna be out there, and you might get subbed out, occasionally. But we're going to give you a chance to make a play. And he stepped up and made a play, man. So I was super proud of him. Another guy that I want to mention is my guy, Kiowa Burrell, of course. I'm going to keep shouting out the name Kiowa Burrell out of Westside High School, my alma mater. But young, I think he's a sophomore corner. But, man, this dude is just scrappy, man. He's scrappy.
Scrappy dude.
Scrappy dude. Those my kind of guys, man. The guys that they like, hey, we might lose the game, but we're gonna win the fight, man. They're my kind of guys.
Like attitude, bro. Have a real good attitude. It's like whoever lies against him, he gonna give you 100%.
Yeah.
What he got.
He does not care.
Right.
Yeah, I was happy with those guys. I was happy with all. Jacob played very well. He showed some. He made some big plays.
Definitely shout out to Jacob, man.
KT did his thing. He always do.
We always count on KT.
Shout him out. Yeah, we expect it from him. So when you do good, you still got like Kyle was doing good. So I didn't even think. I was like, I expected him to do good, and he did shine.
Yeah.
My man, we need Kamaje to step up more.
I always got to say this when I talk about Kamaje. He's out there playing defense. He's trying to get better as a defensive back. Kamaje is going to finish as the all-time leading rusher at Westside High School. Period, point blank. So he could say, "Coach, I'm a running back. Just put me over there running back." And what could we say? You one of the best running backs in the state. Definitely one of the best in the region. Kamaje has 1,600 yards rushing. I think 30-plus touchdowns for the second year in a row. He had 1,000 yards last year as a sophomore. So we've got one of the state leading rusher out there playing corner in 7-on-7 because he wants to get better and make himself more marketable to schools. And I interviewed him for the podcast, I think, on probably episode 1. I interviewed him for the podcast, and he said, I want to get better at defense so I can help my team win. Come on, man. Who can front on that? You know what I mean? So he goes out there. He might get burnt. He in the wrong coverage. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to keep working with him because he's trying to get better for the next level, but he's also trying to get better for his high school team. And he actually led with that. He said, I want to get better at defense so I can help my team win sectionals next year. Come on, man.
Очень ответственный. Синий упал.